Alright, so this video is going to walk you through doing the constraints assignment. So constraints are a way of forcing geometry to have certain properties. So if you need two things to touch or be overlapping or being the same size, constraints are the way to do it. So it forces sketchers or different geometric features to have certain properties or things like that. And what we're going to do with this is going to go in your advanced CAD document. So right now we just have the drill block in there. So we're going to go back to our main document and create a just part studio because there's only one, so we don't need a folder for this. But we're going to create a part studio, call it constraints, and what we're going to start with is just a bunch of shapes. So if you look at the assignment, right, it has you draw this. So you don't have to copy it exactly. Right, we're just going to be using these shapes. So in a single sketch, you're just going to have some lines and some circles and things like that. Kind of just approximate or get as close as you can here. We don't need to worry about sizes or anything like that because what we're going to be doing is using these to go over the 11 different constraints that we have. All right, so go ahead and pause this video, take a second, and create these shapes just kind of like I did here. Alright, so hopefully you have all those now. We're going to go through these one by one and do each one. So the first one is coincident. So coincident will make two things share the same point. And on our sketch right here, we're going to take these two lines here. So I'm going to go and edit my sketch just so I can actually do this. You need to be inside the sketch. And our constraints are over here. And we have a whole bunch of them. And if you hover over, it kind of tells you what it does, right? It also gives us the shortcut. So for coincident, what we're going to do is just click on this one and that one, and we're just going to connect those. And we can see that it forced them to be on the same point. So there's coincident, super simple. All right, let's go to the next one, and that is concentric. So concentric means that they share the same center. So we're going to get concentric, and I'm going to click on this circle, and it'll force them to be concentric. So this is a pretty simple assignment right here. So those are concentric now. So we'll move on to the next one, which is parallel, which obviously is going to make the shapes parallel. So we have these two lines. Come up, get our parallel constraint. On this one, click on this one. So whichever one you click on first is going to change. So if I click on this one first, then this one, right? That one's going to be the parallel. So if I go the other way, it's going to change that one. Oops, looks like I undid some of these. So I'm going to change these. Make these concentric, these coincidental, and parallel. Okay, so that time we click on the other one, it moved that way. So, all right, there's parallel. Next one is tangent, right, which is going to make something tangential. So we're going to make this line and the circle tangent to each other. So I'll get my tangent constraint, click on the line, click on my circle, and now they're tangent. Okay. So pretty simple. This horizontal obviously makes something just horizontal. So we'll get my horizontal constraint, click on this line, and now it's completely horizontal. Okay, next one is vertical, which obviously just makes it vertical. So we'll go to my vertical constraint, click on the line, and now it's vertical. Okay, next one is equal. So we should have two circles, and we're going to make these equal. Looks like I drove that in between. That's fine. I'm just going to come over to my circles, and we're going to go equal. If I click on these, right, it's going to change the size. Depending on which one you click on first, right, it's going to change the way it looks. So now those are equal circles. And we have perpendicular. Okay, so if we look at my lines right here, these are obviously not perpendicular. If I get my perpendicular constraint, click on both of these. Oop, it's lagging a little bit. Come on. Let's pause. All right, I think we're back. All right, so we want to make this perpendicular. So let me go back in my sketch. Sorry, my OnShape kind of crashed right there. So get perpendicular constraint. Click here and here. And it's going to make it perpendicular. In a second, a little bit laggy. The internet's a little slow today. Okay, well that's thinking. Let's see what the next one is. So the next one is midpoint. So if we look at these two shapes right here, and we're crashing again. Come on. All right. Let's see if it'll do it. There we go. Okay. So that made it perpendicular. This one we're making it midpoint. So we have equal midpoint. So what midpoint's going to do, you can see that this line is not centered on this one. So what I'm going to do is click on this line. And if I get this point here, that will make it go in the midpoint. So first we have to click on the whole line, and then we click on that point, and then it'll force that point to be midway through that line. All right, and then we have our last one. We're actually going to do two on here, fix and normal. Okay, so fix is going to be applied to the circle, and that makes it so it doesn't move, and normal is going to make it normal to the circle, which means it goes out at a 90-degree angle, pointing straight out. Okay. So fix we can use if we didn't want something to move. So for example, if I wanted the line to move and not the circle, right, I could fix the circle and vice versa. So if I wanted the circle to move and not the line, I could fix the line and not the circle. So this is fix right here. Okay, it works just like it did with assembly. So if I click on my circle, okay, that's fixed. It's not going to move. Okay, then I'm going to come up and get my normal, and I'm going to click on that, and there we go. So to make sure that everything was applied correctly, what we're going to do is go ahead and up here check this show constraints. Okay, and I can see that I did not do the fixed correctly on the circle. So when I click on it, there we can see it's fixed. And this is actually how I'm going to grade it. So I'm going to come into your document, okay, open the sketch, make sure that show constraints is checked, and it'll show me all of these constraints that all of them are applied correctly. So we can see all of them there, and that is the constraints assignment. You're done. Nice work.